Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 24 career mode. We return today off the back of our season opener, which saw us begin season 8 of the save and our second here in Turin, where we ended the episode with the UEFA Super Cup victory over Lazio and also made some new big signings to our Juventus squad. So yeah, lots done in the previous episode, and we're looking to crack on closing out the transfer window today. And then I think I'm going to try and play the first 4 or 5 games of the Serie A campaign as well, as we've got lots of big fixtures to come. So we're actually starting off today's episode with a couple of monster bids here. Well, 3 actually. Big bid from our domestic rivals Inter Milan for Dedic, which is going to be turned down, and a further 2 interesting bids. Firstly, my former club, Sheffield United, looking to bring in Dusan Vlahovic. And although I like the fact it's my former team coming in for one of my current players, I don't want to sell Dusan. Serie A top scorer last year, and he is not going anywhere. But another interesting bid here, this time for Julian Duranville, and it's from Borussia Dortmund, which of course is the team that Julian Duranville plays for in real life. So I'm kind of thinking about this one, and I may negotiate with Dortmund and see if they're willing to pay well over the odds, then I'm going to accept. If not, then I'm happy to keep Julian at the club. Yeah, I am going to be a little bit ridiculous and ask for a mega amount of money, because I don't really need to sell Duranville. If they really want to pay that much money for him, then they can have him, but otherwise I'm happy to just keep him at the club. I'd happily take the 125 million. Yeah, happy to keep Julian if they don't want to sign him, and they're not budging on 91.5. Of course, we've got around 56 million in the budget at the moment, which I would like to spend between now and the end of the season, but don't really have any plans to sell anyone. Bid here for Parola again. So I think I'm just going to sim through to that first game of the season, and we'll kick off the Serie A campaign at home to Roma as we see more bids coming in. So there's about a week left in the transfer window, and we do continue to receive bids. But as I've said, I have no reason to really sell anyone else in the current squad. So we're going to kick off with the Serie A opener at home to Juventus, as we look to get off to a winning start, as we are desperate to win the Scudetto this season. Forza Juventus. So pretty big game to start the season off against Roma, one of the better sides in the division. And as I say, desperate to get off to a winning start. A couple of our new signings do start. Josko Gvardiol at left centre-back and Martinelli out here on this left-hand side. And they were the real main signings that we made so far in the summer. The other players sort of coming in to be squad players or dressing room leaders. So yeah, really happy with the signing of Gvardiol and Martinelli, and I'm hoping they will have an impact and push us that extra mile to the Serie A. Oh my goodness, that was awful. To the Serie A title this season. Onyedika, that's fantastic. That's what he's in the side for today. Exactly that. Now Dusan over the top for Martinelli, and he's in behind. And Gabriel Martinelli! First goal for the Brazilian. And that is what I wanted from him. Goals from the flanks. Bakayoko got 2 in the Super Cup. And I'm hoping we're going to start seeing a bit more from him. And Gabriel Martinelli, as I say, we signed him to bring a goal threat from that left-hand side. Chiesa did a good job out there last season. But we wanted a real-world superstar, and we have one in Gabriel Martinelli, who scores his first goal for his new club in match day 1 of the new season. Still leading by a goal to nil as the second half kicks off here in Turin, and we've looked pretty good, I'll be honest, in that first half. Roma haven't really had too much, but I would like a second goal just to cement our lead. Martinelli fouled. And I think Martinelli might have stayed down there. Well, that's the last thing that we want for the new signing. I think he is getting back to his feet. No, he's still down. You can see him on the radar at the bottom of your screen. And if that's a long-term injury, I'm going to be absolutely fuming because it was such an unnecessary tackle. Getting nowhere near the ball. It does seem as if Martinelli's got up. I'm not sure how well he's moving. Matthews will swing the corner in. Good ball. Dusan! Too much on it and it's over the top. Wojciech. And Dusan round the corner for Nilos Kaya. It's a brilliant piece of defending. And the score remains at just 1. But as we enter stoppage time, Roma have to get it forward quickly. Now it goes long. And there is the whistle. And we grind it out with a 1-0 victory on match day 1 of the Serie A. Tough game against Roma, but we looked very good at the back. Vardiel leading that line. And it was the new man Gabriel Martinelli, who is up and about, who scored the match winner. Did go down with that injury in the second half, and I'm hoping that it's nothing too serious. Great win on match day 1. And we've made a statement to Milan and the rest of the Serie A. So good news as we get back into the menus. Martinelli with just a bruised elbow, so only going to miss 5 days. So we will be back for our next game against Lazio. Bid here for Desplanches, our backup keeper from Udinese, but he's not going anywhere. We've had a couple of bids this summer, but I have no reason to sell. And to be honest, I think I'm just going to crack straight on into transfer deadline day. Well, as we enter transfer deadline day, we continue to receive bids for our star players, but I have no reason to sell, so I'm not going to. I will look to make one signing on deadline day, as we have a bid here from Frankfurt for Nilos Kaya, but he's not going anywhere. So yeah, we'll sim through a few hours and then we'll make our move. Bid here from my old club Sheffield United for Dedic, which is going to be turned down. And we've had a couple of bids from the Blades this summer. Regardless, we're about halfway through transfer deadline day, so I am going to make my move. And I said I wanted to bring in another midfielder just to add a little bit more depth, and I think the man that I'm going to go for, if I can find him, you can see I've got so many players on the transfer list. Here he is. So the main man that I want to get is Noah Lamadi, currently at Nottingham Forest. Now we're going to be very tight on whether we're going to have enough to bring him in, but I really like the look of him. Again, a player that I've never used before. So he is my main choice. If we can't get him, then I think I'm going to go for Aslani, the former Inter Milan midfielder, the Albanian. Not quite as good as Lamadi, but still got some pretty decent stats. So we'll see if we can afford Noah in the first instance. Yeah, I don't know how much he's going to cost, but I imagine it's going to be quite a bit. I'm going to go in with a valuation bid to kick off the negotiations, and they actually want Onyedika. You can see the tension in the top corner's gone up quite high after that, so yeah, that's not really going to help me, Steve Cooper. Jesus Christ. Well, we have got the money, so I'll go in at 50 million, and okay, they're going to come back to us. Well, Forest came back with 55.9 million. I'm still going to try and get that down a little bit, so that we've got some funds left. And for 52.5 million, it looks as if we are going to be able to bring in our main transfer target, Noah Lamadi. So it's a 4-year, 85 grand a week for the Frenchman Noah Lamadi, who joins from Nottingham Forest for 52.5 million. And I think it's a really good piece of business. He's a really decent player, solid across the board. And he's very, very good on the ball. You can see that short pass stat of 93 is one that I'm quite a big fan of. He's got high stamina, good balance, good ball control, good dribbling. Very, very good on the ball, and can definitely do a job in the centre of the park, or potentially at fullback as well. He's another player added to the squad that offers us a wide variety of positions. So Noah Lamadi, welcome to Turin. Well, as we head into the final hour of transfer deadline day, you can see the top deals, which includes our signing of the Frenchman Noah Lamadi. But honestly, I think that's a 10 out of 10 transfer window from us. I got all of the sort of players and profiles that I wanted to bring into the club, so I'm really happy with the window. And as I say, I think it was a 10 out of 10 window and sets us up for a really good season ahead. So as our attention now turns to the Serie A, where we face Lazio, who we defeated in the Super Cup at the start of August. Napoli, Inter Milan, Roma, who of course we defeated, Lazio and AC Milan have all got a loss under their belts already after one match day in the Serie A. So if we can win here to make it 2 wins from 2, we could set the early pace in the Serie A. Forza Juventus. So it's one change to the side today as Bernardo Silva comes into midfield for Rafael Onyedika from the side that won on match day 1. And as I said in the intro, if we can get another victory here, I think we'll be the only team in the Serie A to be 2 wins from 2. I may be wrong, but I think most of the other teams have lost at some point in their opening 2 games. So, yeah, really wanting to get off to a 100% start, keep that record going, and set the early pace as Dusan Vlahovic. Oh, it's a brilliant save. Corner for Juve, which Bernardo will swing in. It's a good ball. Martinelli attacking it. Get it back out to Bernardo Silva, who crosses into Dusan at the back post. And again, it's saved by the keeper. Pretty comfortable, that one. Corner into Gvardiol, and it'll fall to Koundé, who tried to get it under Nubel, and he managed to keep it out. Oh, and what a touch that is. Isaacson away and over the top of Diogo Costa and over the top of his crossbar as well. First real chance for Lazio, and they should have really taken the lead. There is the whistle, and it's a bore draw in Turin. And after scoring 4 against Lazio in the Super Cup, we failed to find the net today. It's back-to-back clean sheets for Juventus. But unfortunately, we could not find the breakthrough, and that was mainly due to Alexander Nubel, the new signing for Lazio in between the sticks, who made a couple of brilliant saves in the first half. Well, I think we may have just seen the draw for the Champions League as we were simming through to the Inter Milan clash. So we'll find out who it is we will face as we look to defend our Champions League trophy. And in the group stages, we'll be taking on, Bayer Leverkusen, last year's Bundesliga champions, Shakhtar Donetsk and KRC Genk. So it is Inter Milan up next at the San Siro. Of course, we played them quite a few times over the course of last season. And with no team really setting the pace in the early stages of the campaign, a win here will be massive for both sides. Forza Juventus. So underway at the San Siro, and as I say, we had quite a few clashes against Inter Milan last year, but they did sort of fall away and ended up finishing outside of the Champions League spots in 5th place in the end. So not the greatest of campaigns for them, and I've made a couple of changes today just to keep things fresh, and fatigue was starting to set in. But after 2 clean sheets in our first 2 in the Serie A, a third here would certainly go down a treat. That's a brilliant ball, and Bakayoko takes that in his stride. And brilliant from Yohan Bakayoko. And that is what I know this man can do. First league goal for the club. Scored his first 2 for the club in the Super Cup. And now gets his first in the Serie A. It's taken him practically a year to get his first goal in the competition. But I know he's got the quality, this man, and he should score plenty coming in off that right-hand side. Project. And the Brazilian once again. And Jude back to Gabriel Martinelli, denied. Good save by Bader. And Bellingham, decent effort. And turned away by the Jan Sommer regen once again. Johan will swing the corner in, looking for Dusan. Get it out to Onyedika. And now Gvardiol. And so far, Josko Gvardiol has looked a very good signing as that smashes off the upright. And we nearly conceded our first of the campaign. Good shape from us here. Not allowing Inter Milan to get out. And so close to winning that off Piero Hincapié, and they've actually done well to break the press here. Guardiola with some defending to do, and he's been beaten. And Adam surely, oh, what a save from Costa. Adam Onyedika does get across, but Adam still, and there's Josko Gvardiol, brilliant tackle, and Duranville with fresh legs. Julian Duranville with Chiesa ahead of him, and Chiesa surely for two seals the victory for Juventus. Fede Chiesa scored the fourth here in our victory in the league last season, and he comes off the bench to secure the victory once again at the San Siro. Brilliant counter-attack, and those fresh legs off the bench running away from the Inter defenders, and that will surely do it. So once again at home in the league as we face Udinese, it's Bologna who currently set the pace with 3 wins from their opening 3 games and are turning into a bit of a force in this career mode. We face Bayer Leverkusen in midweek in the Champions League opener, which I'm really looking forward to, so I have made a couple of changes. Forza Juventus. The ball into Dusan, still waiting for his first league goal of the season. Martinelli, and Matthews out to Fabiano. Ake comes across, but that's a cracking ball in. What a delivery from Fabiano Parisi. And Dusan Vlahovic is off the mark now. Top scorer in the Serie A last campaign. And it's taken him until our 3rd game of the season to get his first this time around. It's a brilliant cross by Fabiano. And Dusan does the rest. A brilliant header past the keeper, and Juve lead. Free kick for Udinese. Martins hits it. Oh, it's magnificent. Well, what a way to concede your first goal of the season. Costa tried to get across to it, but just could not keep it out. Second half underway here, and again we are being held after that 0-0 draw with Lazio. I don't want to make it 2 draws in our opening 4 games. And we're going to need to score again if that is to be the case. Dusan loses out to Nathan Ake. And Udinese have been very, very good today. Johan Bakayoko opening up. It wasn't the greatest of strikes, but hurried away for the corner. Johan will swing that in, looking for Dusan, who glances it goalward. And again, the Udinese man is there to scramble across and keep it out. Dusan again. Dusan! That's just clinical from Dusan Vlahovic as the ball falls kindly in the penalty area. And that is just a striker's instinct. As it drops on the volley, just strokes it into that far corner. And Juventus restore their lead. Jude nicks it back. Now Vlahovic into Duranville. That's a cracking strike. And that will seal the points. The Belgian Julian Duranville off the bench. It was Jude Bellingham who nicked it in midfield. And as soon as Ake gave it away, Udinese were in trouble. So match day 1 of the Champions League group stage up next as we welcome Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen, looking to defend our trophy and get off to a winning start in the group stage. Forza Juventus. It looks like they've still got a pretty good squad in this save in season 8. Bayer Leverkusen. I think I saw Jeremy Frimpong over on this right hand side, and I think Alex Grimaldo as well at left wing back, so still got some pretty decent players, and I think Florian Wirtz may have been lining up for them as well, and it's Jeremy Frimpong who gives them the early breakthrough here in Turin. Too much space down the right hand side, and Jeremy Frimpong just went all the way. 1-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. And now it's Nilos. And Chiesa, once again, denied for the 2nd time as he's looking in the mood tonight, Fede Chiesa. De Jong's corner is into Weston. And we're back on level terms. And it's the captain on the evening, Weston McKennie, leader of the 6, at it again. That's a good ball into Brahim Diaz this time. And Diaz lets fly, and Costa has to turn it away. And Grimaldo's first onto it. And Costa again scrambles across to keep it at 1 apiece. And Costa's there again. Cracking game this. Both keepers being called into action early on. As Wirtz goes short this time to Brahim Diaz. Now Çalhanoğlu. Brilliantly worked. And Bayer Leverkusen are in front again. Oh, Chiesa, that's fantastic feat. And it will come to Nilos Kaya, and that is brilliant. So clever from Nilos. For such a young man, he plays with such maturity. And that is a dainty little finish into the corner. Chiesa did fantastic down the left. And it's a bit lucky the way it comes to him, but he just chops it with the back of his heel. And Juventus are back on level terms in a crazy topsy-turvy game here in Turin. Dalot beats his man with the ball roll and finds his Portuguese compatriot Bernardo Silva, who comes infield. He's got Nilos with him. It's a brilliant build-up, and Nilos doesn't miss those. Juve lead for the first time in a 5-goal thriller in the Champions League. Koundé, great little foot in. And now Weston into Adam Klojek. It's 4. New kit number for the season, but still Mr. Champions League. Adam Klojek with his first in the competition. He was the top scorer in the Champions League last campaign. And he gets his first on match day 1. Corner floated into the near post. It's well won. And now Nilos can bring it clear. Brilliant feat from Nilos. And he might fancy this, Nilos. The Celso fresh off the bench, but it's Nilos Kaya. Oh, it's wide. Nilos. Oh my God, Nilos. That is outrageous. To even try that, let alone nearly pull it off. He is playing with so much confidence at the moment. Carlo wins the header, and Chiesa finds Kojek and McKennie and Bernardo. Oh! Bernardo Silva, that is outrageous. Oh, that's surely got to be goal of the save. It's got to be up there. Bernardo Silva with the scorpion kick. McKennie just lifts it into him. Oh, Bernardo. Oh, what a signing he's been already. And that is fantastic. That's goal of the whole save for me. That is brilliant from Bernardo Silva. Juve lead by 5, and that is the pick of the bunch. Well, late free kick for Bayer Leverkusen. Guiri swings it in, and it's another goal in this absolute thriller at the Allianz Stadium that finishes Juventus 5, Bayer Leverkusen 3. What an absolute cracker. A potential goal of the save in there from Bernardo Silva. And I was going to play one more to close out the episode, but I think after that I might have to leave it there. What an absolute cracker. Well, I was going to play the Milan game away at the San Siro, but I think, to be honest, after that I might just leave it there. I really need to go to bed because I'm up early in the morning and I'm absolutely knackered. So, guys, we will leave it for today's episode. Currently, Bologna 5 wins from 5, leading the way in the Serie A. We do have a game in hand, but already 5 points behind the league leaders. We're off to a winning start in the Champions League as well, after that crazy victory against Bayer Leverkusen. And in the next episode, we will be heavily focused on the gameplay, so we will crack on with quite a few games. But guys, that will do it for today's episode. I'll catch you for the next one very soon, and peace.